big news in Washington, D.C. and in national news is the fact that the Supreme Court issued 3 rulings, and in each of those rulings, the conservatives on the court, the ultra-conservatives on the court, were defeated soundly. That brought out some unhinged reaction among the conservative justices. The rulings were, of course, on gay marriage, on Obamacare, the King versus Burwell decision, and in a decision that received a little bit less attention, but was also quite important, the Supreme Court upheld a lower court ruling which, in effect, defended and saved the Fair Housing Act of 1968. Now, that was an important ruling, and while we will be talking after the break with Ryan Grimm about a couple of those rulings and a couple of the justices' reaction, especially justices like Scalia and Roberts. But before we get to Ryan Grimm of the Huffington Post, I would also note that Justice Thomas had something to say in his dissent on the Fair Housing Act ruling. He said, and I will quote, "Racial imbalances," which is what it sought to end, the Fair Housing Act, and housing, "do not always disfavor minorities, and in our own country, for roughly a quarter century now, over 70% of National Basketball Association players have been Black." If you can find the connection between that and discrimination in housing, you have a finer or a very different mind than most of the rest of us. We will be right back after this. I am Richard RJ Eskow, and this is The Zero Hour.